Hello, am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you can put it in chat or you can poll it. We will start some polls, so keep an eye on polls. Okay. So let me introduce myself. My name is Shrikar Nakhe and I am from team. We are team PrayogPeti, which promotes learning while doing methods of education, an initiative by alums of COEP Symbiosis and Ferguson College. So this is the first episode of Experimental Sunday, online weekly Sunday activity, which is this experiential learning with the help of PrayogPeti, the mobile app. So this, as you can see, this is a PrayogPeti on screen, and you can change your layout to sidebar or a locked window, and you can pin this screen with the name of PrayogPeti, so that all the experiments which I will do, you can see it properly. Okay. So after that, considering that, let me ask you the very first question. In your school, do you do experiments, and what scale do you do, or do you experiment in lab or in your school? I would like to know more about that. You can unmute your mic and tell one by one, so you can raise your hand and I will call out the names. Yes, Arna.
Yes, we do experiments in our school. Like a few days ago, we did a magnet experiment. We found out the poles by keeping the magnet on a table or magnet and we did also a compass activity and how to make a magnet.
That's great. Arna, which school are you from?
Sir, SSRVM.
Sorry?
SSRVM Shri Ravi Shankar Vidya Mandir.
Great, Arna. So you do experiments. Okay. Next. Yes, you can speak, you can unmute, you can raise your hand, and you can tell us that on what scale do you do experiments in your school or in your classes uh, while learning or while teacher is teaching you. And now you can lower your hand. Yes, Mira.
Meaning, we actually do experiments at home. So our teacher gives us it like a home experiment, meaning we don't do experiments in class, but they tell us to do all the experiments in the book at home and then record the changes or what you have observed and then bring it in a notebook to school and repeat it.
That's great, Mira. So you have apparatus with you?
No.
School give it to you, or you just use the household items which are available at your end?
Small items which are appropriate.
Okay. Next, anyone? Yes, Mira, thank you. Which school are you from?
APS.
Okay, great.
Army Public School.
Great. So, any next? Would anybody like to tell? Okay, so I think, am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fine. Sweet. So as you can see, Mira and Arnav has told us about they do experiments. Arnav does not do, but Mira manages it with some household items. So that's what we are here for. We actually promote learning while doing, as I said earlier. And this is the PrayogPeti, which is a mobile app. And in this, as I'm opening it now, and you must be curious about it, what is it? So this is as this is the first experiential Sunday. We are just doing some experiments which the equipment is very easily available. But from the next week, we will be starting with we will be going with the more complex and more exciting experiments and more complex stuff which is available in PrayogPeti. But today, as it's the first,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Your camera is not visible to us.
Sorry?
You are not visible to us, sir.
Yes, I have turned off the camera so that network bandwidth can be managed. Is it okay? I think.
Possible. Can you turn on the camera, please?
Yes, sure. Can you see this PrayogPeti, the lab? I mean, the box.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm turning my camera off so that you can see that PrayogPeti. If I turn on my camera, then you will see my screen. And if anybody cannot see, please tell me. So,
Sir, I can't see. Sir, I can't too.
just check for PrayogPeti profile and just pin it over there. You will see three dots and just pin it over there so that you can see on.
Ma'am, sir, but the PrayogPeti's video is off.
No, Arnav, I can see that. Maybe check your connection. The PrayogPeti is not on my profile. It's on the another profile that is PrayogPeti, named PrayogPeti. So just check for that and change the layout to single screen so that you will be able to do that and you will be able to pin that screen. If I turn on my camera, then you will switch to my camera. So that's why I turned off my camera. Yes, Akshay. Just check for the change layout option and then you will be able to see active speaker or sidebar, and then on that you can just pin the PrayogPeti lab. I hope everybody is able to do that. So can we start again? Is everybody able to see?
No, sir.
Well, Divyanshi is able to see, so I think there is some network problem at some of people. So please check. There is a PrayogPeti named profile, and you can pin it over there. There is three dots on. If you touch on that, or if you click on that, there will be three dots appearing there, and you can pin it. Just like Zoom or just like Google Meet if you have used that in lockdown period.
Ma'am, sir, sorry, I am not able to see the three dots on PrayogPeti. Sir, me too.
Okay,
Sir,
so
I did pictures for the PrayogPeti profile and then increase the size.
so yes, Divyanshi has managed something. So Divyanshi, can you tell everybody how what have you done?
In the sidebar layout, I just right click on the PrayogPeti profile. I got the picture in picture option. After doing that, you can increase the size. You can see it then.
Yes, so please do what Divyanshi has done, so you will be able to see PrayogPeti profile and will be able to see the video. Hello. I have changed the audio. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay, so let's start. Hello. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start. So now I hope that everybody is able to see PrayogPeti.
Yes, sir.
Mobile.
Yes, sir.
Great. So at first you can see that there are some safety goggles, safety wear. Okay. So first, as when you are doing experiments like some chemicals, when you are involving some chemicals, so you should wear this safety equipment. Let me wear my safety equipment first. So this is a safety goggle. Okay, so I have also, there are also safety gloves. So as there are some chemicals involved in this kit, so these are very important to wear. Please make sure that you wear these safety equipment, and if you are gonna join us with, if you have any of you, do you have any of you PrayogPeti with us, with you?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
so So as you know, today's activity is reversible and irreversible changes as given on the WhatsApp group also. So yes, can you see the PrayogPeti now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can some of you tell what exactly is there in it? One by one, please raise your hand. I will call out the names and then you can tell me. Yes, Divyanshi.
Is this the experimental kit?
Okay. Meera, I would like to ask you that the experiments which you do at home. So, do you have a kit like this?
No, sir, but I do have a science kit with me.
Okay. So, is it similar to this?
No, definitely not.
Okay. So, you can have this and you will be able to do more exciting experiments with this. Okay. Yes, Chinmay.
Yes, in that kit there is a microscope.
Microscope. No, it's not a microscope. It's a magnifying glass, Chinmay. Okay. So let's start with our very first experiment, which is, or we will start with one concept. So let's start with reversible and irreversible changes. So is there anyone who can tell me what is that exactly? What is reversible and irreversible changes? Yes, Meera, tell me.
Reversible changes are the changes in which you can get an object to its back to its original shape.
That's great.
And irreversible changes are the opposite, in which you cannot get the object back to its original shape.
Great, great. So anybody who have a very good answer or better answer than this? Divyanshi, Arnav, Sanvi.
Sir, reversible changes are mainly physical changes in which it changes its state and can come back to its original state. And irreversible
great.
changes are chemical changes.
Correct, correct, correct.
Irreversible changes
Yes,
are
yes.
Can I give an example?
Yes, of course.
Reversible changes, an example can be freezing of ice, and then ice can come back to water again. And irreversible can be when you burn something, like when you burn paper.
Correct, correct, correct. So that's what we are doing today, as this is the very first episode of online weekly Sunday activity. So we will try some of the experiments which will tell you about these concepts of reversible and irreversible changes.
sir.
Yes, Arnav.
Mostly burning of paper is a chemical change, right? Not an irreversible change. When we break a glass, it's an irreversible change.
Pardon, I was not able to hear you properly. Can you please repeat?
When we burn a paper, it's not most. It is a irreversible change, but mostly we call it a chemical change.
Yes. So basically, you are correct. You are on the right path. Now, the irreversible change is you can say that chemical change is a subdivision of irreversible change. So chemical change can be reversible or can be irreversible. There are many examples like that. So it's a subcategory. You can say it's a subcategory in this particular case of breaking a glass or burning a paper. Okay.
Sir. Yes.
So there are many subdivisions, and maybe this can also happen that chemical change has a subdivision of irreversible and reversible change. So it's vice versa.
Yes.
So there, as just like chemical change, there is also physical change, visual change that you can relate to. Okay, so let's start with our very first. So I guess Meera has mentioned. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Meera has mentioned that if you burn a paper, that is a which change?
No, sir, that was Sanvi. I think so.
Oh, sorry, Sanvi. Yes. So if you burn a paper, which change is that? Yes, Sanvi. Yes, I'm able to hear you. Let's open the kit and just a second. Okay. So in this, as you can, if you are able to see, there are many small objects like some foam and filter paper. So these are the filter papers, if you can see. So this you will be able to see in the science experiment labs. Okay. This is the aluminum foil, metal sheet. Now here is the lighter to light any paper. So let's keep a PrayogPeti aside. We will come back to that later on. Okay. Now let's have a paper and test if the change is reversible or irreversible. Okay. So yes, of course, whenever if you are doing this experiment with PrayogPeti, which is the mobile lab, the parents' guidance is very mandatory for us. So if parents are there and you have a PrayogPeti with you, please check that you are with your student, and also all the students, please make sure that parents are around you. Okay. So let's start with this. Which let's see which changes this. Okay, I'm burning a paper, and also please note that I have all the safety equipments with me. I have gloves. I have safety goggles with put on my eyes. Yes, this is a very basic experiment, as this is the first episode of our Sunday experiential activity, and that is why we have selected very basic experiments. From the next week and so on, we will be moving with the more complex and involving all those beakers, chemicals, and all those experiments to brief you on concepts. Okay, so yes, now as you can see, there are many paper. Wait a minute. Now this paper cannot be joined back. When I just pick this up and if I try to join this, the paper will not be able to get back in its original shape. So this is now
Irreversible change.
also check on the polls which will appear on your screen, and make sure that if it is recommended that you answer all the polls. Okay.
I can't see any quiz. Like it's not appearing on
Yes,
my
they will come. Just a second. Okay. So this was the very first activity, and the poll will come out soon in the next 1 minute. Now let's try mixing soil with some water. Okay. Let me get back to PrayogPeti. So as you can see here, there are some compartments which are having these are for parents. There is a just a note that these all are diluted chemicals which are not so harmful. Okay, so if you are willing to have this PrayogPeti kit with you, a mobile lab with you for your student or for your child, so yes, these all are diluted chemicals, but which can suffice your experiential learning concept. So all the experiments in your syllabus, you can perform that and take your child to the experiential learning concept of education. So now let me take out this sand, or you can also take this as soil, and also one beaker if I want to mix it with the soil and water. Also, there is a spatula with me in this kit. Just a second. There is a spatula with me. There is a dropper also, which generally so now parents, you can see, or students, you can see that some of the equipments are not so easier for you to get or for easier to access at your home. So as one of your student, Mira, is constantly doing experiments at home, but with the household items. So as you can see here in this kit, all the beakers and all the glass rod, there is a magnifier, spatula, chemicals. Some of the diluted chemicals are available in this kit. So let me take out this beaker. I hope you are able to see my screen and hear my audio as well. If no one, if someone is not able to hear or see me, please raise your hand.
Very audible.
And I'm sure that you have answered the poll. Yes, Diksha, tell me. Yes, Diksha, are you not able to hear me or see me? Or I mean the platform, not you will not be able to see me.
Sir, your voice is blur.
Diksha, you can just leave and rejoin so that maybe the connection problem will be solved.
Okay, sir.
We will wait for you for 2 minutes.
Sir,
Yes.
I can't see the quiz, like the poll you're talking about.
Well, let's.
Same here, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's visible now, sir.
Okay. Back again. Sorry. Well, why is this audio repeating? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So Sudiksha is back again. Let's start with our second experiment of reversible and irreversible change. So as you can see, I have picked up some soil or sand from the PrayogPeti. There is a lighter, there is a spatula, there is a dropper, there is this container for soil. some water and a beaker. Okay, so let's start with mixing some water and soil in the beaker. Are you able to see this beaker? Do this. Of course, this you can do at your home. This is a very non-harmful experiment, and you will not need any kind of this equipment, spatula or a beaker for this. You can also use your glass. But when we will go ahead in the next month or in the next activities, there will be more and more exciting and complex activities or experiments. For that, we will need this kind of kit. Now, if you are able to see, this is the water, okay? And now, if you can see, so now the next poll will be coming up ahead that which kind of changes this. So can anybody tell me what will happen if I just burn this out? So this is a, if anybody is not able to see it, you can type in chat box that what will happen if I get a lighter and burn this beaker. Okay, so for your note, this is a plastic beaker, and I suggest you please don't do this at your home. Okay, without parent guidance. And no, you should not burn the beaker. I'm just asking that what will happen if I burn this beaker. I guess the next poll has started, and I can see that. It will melt. Okay, Sanvi has said that it will melt. So does anybody have a counter for it that it will melt, or what will happen? The plastic beaker will melt and the water will fall out. Arnav is saying the plastic beaker will melt and the water will fall out. Okay, that extent you are correct. So you can type in chat box or poll will come up that what will happen if I burn this beaker. I will not do it because it's not recommendable, and you should not try this at home without any parent guidance. And no, the beaker, even with parents' guidance, you should not burn the beaker. But as we are learning here and we are learning some concepts of reversible and irreversible change, and you're old enough to understand that, so I'm asking you, what if I burn this beaker? You can type the answer in the chat box. All of you. Until then, I will just clear the table out. Is everybody done with the answers? Is anybody typing?
Yes, I am typing.
Okay, great. So, but if we do it in a steel container, the soil will get separated from the water. Well, Arnav, can you please explain how?
Yes, sir. As if we do it in a steel container, the water will get evaporated and the soil will remain in the container itself.
Oh, yes, correct. So, yes, that is a long-term activity. Correct. You are correct. So, the steel container gets heats up, the water will boil and it will evaporate, and the soil will be remaining. So do you know that the same concept is used in when we extract salt from seawater?
Yes, sir. I've learned it, I think so, in the second lesson.
Is the alternative of yes. So Divyanshi's answer about I was expecting that yes. Sorry, the beaker will burn, but beaker will melt till the level of water. So wherever there is water, beaker will just melt till here, if you can see. Okay, so the whole beaker will not melt and water will not spill out unless you just shake it or just invert the beaker. The beaker will melt till the water level of this in this beaker. Okay, again that is a irreversible change. So now let's see if this is reversible or irreversible. I am now using a filter paper, a funnel, and the two beakers, as you can see. What I will do is I will just make a hole, not make a hole, I will just put it like this. This will create like a conical shape and then we'll pour it in this second beaker. Let me okay, so let's start pouring the water in it. So can those please raise those hands who have said that mixing soil or mixing sand with water is irreversible change? Sorry, not irreversible. I mean to say reversible. So please raise hands, those who have said that mixing soil with water is reversible change. My mistake, sorry. And also now I can see that Divyanshi, Arnav, and Meera has said that it is a reversible change. So those who have not raised hands, I suppose that they have said that it's a irreversible change. So I will like to know that how is it a irreversible change. Those who have not raised hands and those who have polled it for, it is a irreversible change. You can, Mira, Divyanshi, and Anu, please lower your hand. And now others, you can raise your hand and tell me that how is it a irreversible change. Yes, anyone? Divya, Chinmay, Sanvi, Dhruv, Siddhiksha.
Sir, my hand was not raising, so I couldn't. That's why.
Sorry.
Sir, I think it's irreversible change because when you put soil in water, the color of the soil it becomes a bit darker.
Bit dark.
Yeah, the color of the water, if you mix the soil in water, it becomes a bit dark. Like if you observe
Yeah.
the beak.
So let's try filtering it out multiple times, and then maybe your answer will change. Okay. Let me take another speaker so that just a second. Let me fold this paper got trashed. Sometimes you cannot operate with the gloves on, so you may need help. So make sure that parents are around. And for this, the gloves are not so recommended. It is okay if you do not wear gloves for this particular activity. So now let's start filtering it out second time using the filter paper funnel and beakers. So Sanvi, now
Yes.
can you see the color of water?
Yeah.
So is there any, do you think that it is a reversible or irreversible?
It's reversible.
Okay, great. So that's what we are here for. That's what we are here for. What we are here for? Can anybody tell by raising your hand? Yes, Tanvi.
We're here for learning.
Yes, correct. Learning by doing. That is our motto. Okay, done. So this is now, as you can see, we have, if we filter it out. Oh, sorry, I did not see. Arnav and Meera, is there any question? Yes, you can speak up.
So, am I audible?
Yes, Arnav, speak up.
There is also one chemical, right, to separate the soil and the water.
There is no chemical, but you can say there is a filtration process for that.
In the market, there is something, there is a substance, hard substance, and when we put it in the water, the dirty water, it gets filtered out immediately.
Yes, so that is it is called in Marathi turti or in English alam. So that is that cannot filter soil, but yeah, it can. You generally the dirt mixes up in water, and if you put turti or put alam in it, the dirt or the particles will settle down. You can then easily filter it out. So yes. But for this particular application, the turti is not so applicable, or the alum is not so applicable. Yes, Meera.
So to separate sand and water, isn't there a simpler method? Meaning, if we just leave it if we just let it by itself for a few hours, then the sand will itself settle down at the bottom, and then by decantation we can pour the water into another beaker.
Yes, so but Meera, that will take a much longer time, and by some application you don't have that much time. Okay, so time is the parameter which you will be able to eliminate. This is all about reversible and irreversible. When we come to filtration process, maybe in the next week of this activity, and if you stay here, you will also know about that as well. And then if you have a PrayogPeti, then it will be very good. You all will be able to do these experiments if you have a PrayogPeti.
Are these sessions every week?
On Sundays only. Same timing for the classes. So these sessions are also for class 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can tell your friends, cousins, brothers, sisters if they are in that particular grade or class, irrespective of any school. Yes, Arnav and Meera, are your questions cleared, or have you? Are there any more questions? Arnav, yes. First you. No questions?
No, sir, I don't have any questions.
Okay, Meera, do you have any question?
No.
Okay. So this was maybe I can say that this was the end of this session. So you can now we will be open for Q&A. Also, if there are any suggestions, if parents are there in this particular meeting. Yes, Chinmay. Sorry, yes.
Sir, you have said that if you have this PrayogPeti, so you can do these experiments more easily. But so how we can get this PrayogPeti?
So the PrayogPeti, you will get a message on the WhatsApp and you can place your order there after this meeting ends. And by the end of the day, you will be knowing the procedures to order a PrayogPeti. So you can now also you can put the message to the group so that sales team will contact you soon.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, Chinmay. Any more questions? Any more doubts? Yes, Chinmay. Is your question done? Is your doubt done, or is there any more? Oh, great. So I suppose there are no more questions, and also I would like to hear any suggestions if there are from parents. They are in this meeting. Divyanshi, yes.
Sir, I had a doubt.
Okay.
Mixing oil with water. If we mix them, is it a reversible or irreversible change?
Mixing oil.
Yes, with water.
Sir, it's an irreversible change.
Yes, Diksha, you are correct. There are filtration processes, but for short term, you can say that it's a irreversible change. Or once the oil gets mixed, you will be able to, if you burn it, then the water will go out, and oil will also some kind. There are some filtration processes in the complex scientific labs. So it is a reversible change.
How can you separate oil from water?
Okay.
How can you get water back to water? Oil slips too.
Meera.
Sir,
If your doubts are please go
sir,
ahead.
how come
Yes.
it's an irreversible change, sir? Because
No,
they
no,
do
no,
not
sorry.
mix together.
No, it's a reversible change. The mixing oil and water is a reversible change.
Sir, because oil doesn't mix on water, oil simply floats on water.
Yes, correct. You are correct, Meera.
Thank you, sir.
Any more doubts? Any more suggestions? So if you want to place an order for this PrayogPeti, you can message on WhatsApp group, and I suppose that we should end this meeting. So have a good day ahead. See you on the next Sunday. There are activities on each week, on each Sunday. Okay, so we will be able to see you. Also, make sure that you wear the safety glasses and safety gloves while doing experiments in this preparation. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for
Thank you, sir.
listening to it.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You
Bye,
have a-
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you had a good time.
Same to you, sir.